Lip colors are in my car, and like this is all I have. It's a little more intense than what I wanted today, but whatever. Also, I feel like I have shit all over my face. And I don't. I promise. Anyway, good morning. Afternoon. Whatever the fuck. Hi, Vanessa. I see you in the chat. In the requests. Oh my god, my brain. Dina, I don't know what you mean by you were blocked yesterday. You're here. Did you mean muted? Or do you have a different account? What did you say? Lots of things to take into account. We don't typically just block people, so I'm not sure what's going on. Hello, Momo Fat. All right. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, there you are.
Hey,
Hey, what's up?
I'm friendly.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't know if you had something specific you wanted to say or if you're just hanging out or what.
I know, I just want to yell at some bigots.
Okay, cool. Well, there's no one yet, so we'll see. There's a few people live right now, but we'll see if we get anybody in here. So everyone, tap the screen, share the live. Supposedly sending gifts gets the lives out more. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, it does, especially in the first 15 minutes of the live. Like if people just send like a rose or something.
Okay, cool. You can send very tiny gifts. Let's see if it helps. Thank you, Velvet. Thank you, Normie. Someone just made that up to get gifts, or if it's real. So I just kind of like, I need to get this eyeshadow off my eye. Ugh. You guys, I need to wake up. I need to have some conversations. I hear a bird. Vanessa, can you remind me again what your pronouns are, please?
She, they.
Okay, cool.
Thanks for asking.
You're welcome. The birds are talkative today.
Wait, you guys can hear that? I'm not even. Okay.
It likes to pick up background noise for sure. I think that's still like leftover fucking glue from like the other day. All right, anybody would like to come in and talk about the topic? That would be fantastical. Also, if you can send some roses, see if we can get the live going and share, please.
No, Garrett, this is not a debate. Trans people exist, adult or child.
Yeah, like I don't really want to argue about it. I just want to educate on it. That's it. God damn it.
it would be very strange to debate about the existence of entire people.
Yeah, really shouldn't. Should we also let kids drink, smoke, and go to war? Some punctuation there would have helped me understand your sentence a little bit better, but those are not comparable things, actually. We are talking about a natural development of a child's. Talking about other people's kids is weird? Not really. Not really. All right, let's get this one. Changing your gender isn't natural. Well, we're not. So that's a common misconception that children are changing their genders, or even adults are changing their genders. We're not changing genders. It's recognizing that your gender identity is different than what people assumed it to be. I don't know who you are, Menstrual Krampus, but your name is hilarious. Very funny. That doesn't make any sense. How do you get someone closed-minded to open up and learn these things? It's difficult. Yes, Laura, that's still planned. It's very, very difficult. Let's just say by trying. I don't know. Hello.
Hello,
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 18,
What year were you born?
2005.
All right, cool. What's up?
So, what is the statement about let kids be trans?
Some children are trans, and those kids should be supported.
How did they know about this anyway? Like, what are kids to you? Like, what age?
So everyone's gender identity develops in their brain.
Yeah, elaborate.
Yeah, so some people, some people's gender identities develop incongruent from their sex assigned at birth, which means you can be assigned male at birth and develop into a girl, or you can be assigned female at birth and develop into a boy, or something in between or outside of.
But how does that work? Like, you are born, how can you change? Because if it's in your head, then it's a psychological thing.
It is psychological, yeah. And you're not changing anything. So typically, children who are assigned male at birth, for instance, are assumed to be a boy, right? And if they recognize they're not a boy and they're actually a girl, thank you. They're not changing anything. They're just telling you that you were wrong. Okay. Bye. All right. Well, there we go. I hope their tacos were good too. All right. That's it. Are we done? Wrong lies. Wrong lies? Or did you mean wrong lies? Because again, punctuation would really help when you guys have sentences. I can't understand what you're saying when you don't add any. What in the fuck is that? Your profile picture is very strange. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I can't hear you. Hold on. What?
Hello?
Hello? I can hear you.
Can you hear me or not hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, you might not be able to hear me because of all your background noise cutting me out.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, I think it's better. All right, how old are you? John, hello. What the fuck? Okay, that was weird.
What the hell?
I don't know. That was very strange. Anyway, that was my only request. Again, if you would like to talk about this topic, please send a request. Hi, Sky. God made you who you are. Why change it? Well, again, nobody's changing who they are, whether or not you believe God made you that way.
God made me trans, so W.
W God. Ooh, never thought I'd say that. All right, let's see here. Why am I so bad at putting on necklaces? Hello?
Hello,
Hi, how old are you?
35.
Cool. What?
I just wanted to come in and say that you are awesome. I appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you.
I wish more parents and stuff were more accepting. Mine have completely disowned me. So I just want to say I appreciate you and you are very beautiful and thank you for everything.
Thank you. I'm hoping for, a better future for more transgender children, so their children, jeez, their parents can understand them, or at least have an idea from these lives on, that any child could be trans. And if you don't want to have a child who is part of the LGBTQ community at all, that you should rethink having children, or at least be open to learning about the community. So appreciate you. Thank you.
We got some psychopaths in the comments.
I'm shocked. I appreciate it. I'm sorry about your parents. What the fuck? God. These comments, like you said, are crazy.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Trust me, I'm not gonna hate. Trust me, I won't.
That's a red flag. How old are you?
Do I need to be honest?
Yeah, you do.
Shit, but I don't want to. Okay, wait. I'm 41, but like turned around like 1-4, if you know what I mean.
All right, I don't know about that.
Hello.
Yeah, I got 14. I'm not talking to a 14-year-old. Hello, how old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born?
2003.
No, you were not. Jesus Christ.
Put you right now. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So you better not kick me off this live.
What?
Did you say kids are? What you mean? What? Don't you have people in here?
You came in and you just started talking and you got cut off because you started talking before you even connected. So all I heard was, and I don't know what you said. So, hello.
Okay, I said I'm about to prove you wrong. Chill out.
Right. Don't tell me to chill out. Who the fuck
No,
do
I
you
thought
think
you just told me to chill out.
Because you came in. Oh, whatever. You're not entitled to my space. Goodbye. Jesus Christ. Wait a minute. Didn't I just talk to this person? Let's not re-request when I kick you out. Like, I'm done with you. Goodbye. Bye-bye.
Hello.
Hello. How old are you?
Me, I'm 43.
Cool. Let kids be trans.
Well, to tell you the truth, I don't know if the kids should be trans, but I believe that kids should grow up first. Then they should believe what they be, if you understand. Am I wrong?
Yeah, the problem is like they're already trans before they grow up, so
Yes, but my kid wants to be an umbrella. Should he be called an umbrella?
Children are umbrellas. So, do you want to have a genuine conversation or you want to go?
This is a genuine conversation because we are the way
So,
you should
have you
say
ever
we
seen
should
a
be
child
listening
with
to
an
children
umbrella?
all the
Have
time
you ever
instead
seen
of
an umbrella
the
child
children listening to their parents.
Bye. You're not alone. Let's. Jesus Christ. Well. Ryan, I'm not letting you in because you keep fucking begging, so stop it. Hello?
Hi.
Hi, how old are you?
19.
What year were you born?
2004.
Alright, what's up?
Why do you want kids to be trans? Why do you like?
It's not that I want kids to be trans, it's that some kids are trans.
How do you mean?
Some kids have their gender identities are incongruent from their sex assigned at birth.
What does that mean?
Some kids can be assigned male at birth and identify as girls, or can be assigned female at birth and identify as boys, or something in between.
Exactly, but why would they be able to
You was
like?
just up this account? What the hell?
Why would they be able to?
I don't know why people like go away if I kick you out. Thank you guys for fucking remembering things. Because my memory is terrible. Okay. Jeez.
Hello.
How old are you?
25.
All right. Let kids be trans.
And then I think it's all love, respect, but I really just think they're confused. And as adults, we have to protect kids, kind of lead them in the right direction. To me, it's just, another one of those sins. Just a gateway
yeah.
to
So
not.
protect trans kids too, right?
What? Did you just say it's a gateway to sin?
I think letting kids be trans argument is just a fast track to hell. Not saying there are other, there's many, there's lots of fast tracks. So it's just, let's protect the kids, protect the kids, not let the kids.
Based on what? Like, you don't think that's problematic to kids who are trans to tell them they're on a fast track to hell?
So I know I have some, I know some underage kids that identify as trans. So to me, it's all love and respect. And as an adult, it's just, hey, I have this resource. It's called the Bible, and it's there for you to read. I'm not I'm not their parent, but yo.
Where does it say in the Bible that being trans is a fast track to hell?
I guess my argument is there are many sins, and sin leads to not salvation. So that's the argument.
Can you answer the question?
Where in the Bible does it say that being trans is a fast track to hell?
Well, I guess I'm saying the Bible says it's man and women. You know what I'm saying?
So basically, you just pull that shit out of your ass.
I'm just saying, I never read that shit. I mean, sorry, my bad about the bad word.
Wait, you never?
Nothing in the Bible says.
Using it?
Nothing in the Bible says.
Hell.
It's okay to let kids do this. Come on, let's protect kids. We live in a weird, sick, over-sexualized society. Let kids be kids.
Nothing in the Bible says that kids should go to school or whatever either, but they
no. Oh, you know what? And I got student loan debt too, so let's actually reconstruct the whole system. Exactly. Anyway, off topic, but...
Huh? What the hell? All right. What you're saying makes no sense. So you even said you just read the Bible. So
I'm saying there's lots of not that I'm I'm a sinner too or whatever, I'm just saying,
Yeah, but trans kids are not sinning because you can't even name a verse that says it's not okay to be trans.
You said you didn't even read the Bible.
I'm just saying, where in the Bible does it say it's okay to be trans? I I don't
mean,
see
we
that.
know,
I just
we
don't see
know,
that.
we know misery loves company, but don't try to drag trans kids under the bus with you. Okay, let's not do that.
I'm just saying, let's protect the trans kids and maybe redirect them. That's my argument.
Why do they
Redirect.
need redirect? Why do they need that?
The thinking, yeah.
Do you know what conversion therapy is?
I don't think I had a cousin that they tried to do that to my.
What the fuck? You're live
Oh my god.
for hate speech. What hate speech is going on here? Well, that might have been a little problematic. Fast track to hell.
Wait, me? Wait, did I do something?
No. It took the guest out. No, you're fine. You're still here.
Oh.
But I have to reset because
Okay.
yeah, I'll be right back. Those of you in the request, if you want to have a conversation, you can come back in a minute and re-request. However, if I already kicked you out of my request, can you not re-request? Because I already made the decision I don't want to talk to you. Anyway, I'll be back in a sec. Bye. Slather this bitch on. Hello, everybody. We finally got the last live to a decent amount of views, and then bam, violation. So let's try this again. Thank you all for the gifts on the previous live. Appreciate you. I don't know if we'll have to try as hard this time to get this thing back up, but maybe. I don't know. All right, let's see. Ban pronouns for real? Ryan, I swear I will block you in a fucking second if you do anything ridiculous.
Yo,
Hello, how old are you?
21.
All right, why do you feel like you need to be begging to come in versus
I
just,
don't get what you're on about.
I'm just curious why you think you need to be begging instead of just waiting your turn like everyone else.
I've waited my turn.
Great. All right, what's up, Ryan?
What do you mean by kids be trans? Like,
Well, you've been here the whole time.
yeah, but what age are you talking at? What age is a kid?
What age is a kid? A kid, I'm talking about a child under the age of 18. They could be
Yeah, but how low are you going? Surely there's got to be a limit.
6, 5, whatever age that they recognize their gender identity.
So you're telling me, right, a 2-year-old boy
Well, 2 is
wants to
kind
get
of
his...
low. I didn't
All right. Well, this is how crazy it is anyway. So a 2-year-old boy wants his nails painted, right? He does all that sort of stuff, and then now he's trans. Is that what you're saying?
Did I say anything like that? No.
Well, no, but that's how mental it is.
Boy wants their nails painted, then a 2-year-old boy wants their nails painted. That's it.
That's how mental it is.
What?
It is. That's how crazy limits you're going to.
What are you talking about?
So, like, say, a 2-year-old boy, yeah,
Yeah.
wants to start dressing and dresses and all that sort of jazz, right?
So what?
And now he's perceived as, like, some sort of bird.
Oh, a
You're
bird?
telling me, a girl. You're telling me he's allowed to make a decision about being trans at 3 years old?
No, because you don't make decisions about being trans. You just develop that way.
All right, so say a 3-year-old boy comes up to you, yeah, and goes, right, I want to be a girl.
Then you would talk to that child about what being a girl means to them.
What? What? Surely not.
With 3-year-olds, right? They're not gonna, if they say they want to be a girl, they may just have a misunderstanding of what that means. They may think that in order to wear a dress as a boy that they need to be a girl. So you would have that conversation and say, no, you don't actually have to be a girl to wear a dress.
Yeah, all right. So it's being persistent. It's like, no, I want to be a girl. I want to be a girl.
Okay, still a want is a red flag. We're looking for a child who says that they are a girl.
All right. I am a girl. I am a girl. I am a girl. What are you doing then?
Well, again, then you would talk to that child because they're 3. What does that mean to you? You want to wear a dress? Cool. You want to have grow your hair out? Cool.
Yeah, but you're right. So this is setting the scene, right? 3-year-old kid comes up to you. I'm a girl. I'm a girl. I'm a girl. You're having these conversations with it, yeah. And then it's still going. I'm a girl. I'm a girl. I'm a girl.
Because they're not an it, like they're a person, right? So yeah, you would have.
All right, whatever. The kid's saying, "I want to be a girl. I want to be a girl. I want to be a girl." You've had 10 conversations with the kid. Are you letting the kid change? Are you letting the kid change?
What do you mean by change? What do you think we're doing with 3-year-olds?
Well, I don't know.
Exactly. So you're just coming in here and making some kind of crazy claims that I never said. So I already told you, if a 3-year-old is saying that they are claims that I never said. So I already told you, the 3-year-old is saying that they are claims that I never said. Oh, no. You got an echo, but you obviously aren't here for a genuine conversation. How did I know?
Typical bigot.
How did I know? Typically, the people who are begging from the comments don't actually want to have a conversation. Hello?
Hi. Tank.
Hi.
Sorry, dog.
You're good. How old are you?
19. I turned 20 in November.
All right, what's up?
So, I myself am trans, female to male. Okay, I'm a trans man. I have known that I've been trans since I was 5.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I was just scrolling through TikTok, right, and I seen your live stream, and I was like, ooh, I like her. She's interesting. Let's go see what's happening, okay? And then some of the things that people are saying just kind of is getting it under my skin. And like, I know some people, they have their own personal opinions, you know, some people believe their own things, but it's more the fact of, you know, with the one that was talking about the whole Bible situation, if I remember correctly, she was saying how in the Bible it says man and woman. Still doesn't say anything about being trans or someone changing, you know, their gender. It still technically would be considered man and woman if you think about it. And then, you know, the other dude that was just talking about like, oh, you know, if the 3-year-old kid was to come up to you saying like, oh, I want to be a girl or oh, I want to be a boy, you know, you had a valid point with talking to them, explaining to them what it means to be a girl or a guy or, you know, in between for some people. And it just these people like this just get under my skin so much. And it makes the trans community want to either riot, stand up for ourselves, or it makes some of us want to fall back and hide because it's like we can't be ourselves. People are telling us we can't be ourselves. Mm-hmm. Like my mom, okay, I love her to death. That is my mom. She understands that I want to be a guy. She understands that I want to change. But to her, I was her firstborn. So to her, I am always going to be her little girl, which I've accepted. Some people can be like that. However, she is still my biggest supporter. She's made it clear that she's my biggest supporter. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, the fact that my own mother, right, who had a little girl, is willing to accept the fact that her oldest, her firstborn, wants to be a guy, who don't know these, some trans people, like they might not know these people, and they're over here immediately like, oh, that's not right, like you're going to hell. And that just oh, it irritates me so much. And I really wanted to get my word out here. Like, I'm not trying to be mean or anything. I'm not trying to ruin your live. There was so much I wanted to say, and I needed to say it. And I've just been sitting here waiting patiently.
No, you're totally fine. I'm on here almost daily. So I understand the frustration for sure. And it's not even directed at me. It's directed at my kid. And but
It's not accepting if she doesn't respect you or a woman. No, okay. That's the thing. She does accept me, okay? It's just I was her first baby. So I'm not gonna keep shoving it down her throat that, hey, I wanna be a guy. I'm your son. I'm not your daughter. Like, she does accept me. She made it clear she does. I swear. Did I miss any others?
yeah, I'm just not gonna get into that. All right. Thank you, AJ. Appreciate
No
it.
problem. You have a good rest of your day.
Too. Just hi, just parents, if you're out there and you're parents and your kids are trans or your kids are potentially trans, stop making your child's identity about you, please. Just stop it. Stop it. That's it. That's all I have to say. All right. Anyway, Boom, how are you doing?
I am wonderful. Can you hear me okay? I busted my phone a little bit.
Very good. Did you do have wild, I don't know. I don't know.
What? What was that?
I don't know, nothing. Hi.
Okay.
Hello.
Kristen. Hi. How old are you?
Me, Kristen?
Yeah.
I'm 36. I was born in 1987. I don't know my age half the time. I think I'm 36.
All right.
Or I'm going to be 37. I don't know. So I come across your lives all the time, and I genuinely so I have a 13-year-old daughter and a 2.5-year-old son. And I feel like both of them do not know what they want half the time. So why are we waiting, or like, why don't we wait until they are adults to let them make that decision about being trans? Do you know what I mean?
Because that's like a problem, right? That people, that's just a misconception that people have of what being trans is. It's not something that you want. Like, children just develop that way. And this happens as children, not as adults. And a lot of times when parents want to make their kids wait, it's because they're worried about their own personal reputation and not their child's mental health and well-being.
I just like a couple weeks ago saw, I don't know if it was a story online I saw or on TikTok, I can't remember, about a girl that her parents let her transition at like a super young age, like 11 or something. And she said that it literally ruined her life. And she wished that her parents would have let her wait until she was an adult.
What does that mean, transition at 11, right? Like, the thing is that if you don't have the
transition from a boy to a girl at 11, her parents let her take
okay, I don't know what that would mean. There's nothing like permanent that you can do as an 11-year-old that you can't like change that.
It was like hormones or something they let her take or something like that.
Okay, well, you can't.
I don't remember the story completely because I have mom brain and I work 2 jobs and have 2 kids and I'm tired, but it was something along the lines of her parents let her take the hormones when she was super young to transition. It could have been another country too. And she said that it ruined her life. So why don't we just wait until they're adults?
Let's just not bring up that story then if you don't actually have the accurate information on that, because you can't.
I'm just actually trying to have like a conversation.
Okay, that's fine. Are you driving though? Because you have like really bad like.
Is it bad?
Background noise. It's a lot of background noise.
Your volume keeps moving. Like you get louder and then you're quiet.
Oh. So, okay. Honestly, I tried to join before and I never could get through. So I just wanted to ask you that question. Like, I genuinely was wondering, like, why don't we wait till their brains are fully developed and they're adults to...
If you watch my lives a lot, like, these questions are answered regularly. So I'm going to drop you.
No. You do that all the time.
Aren't you driving? Are you driving?
Yep.
No, I'm not.
Then what is going on with your volume and why does it sound like you're driving?
Outside, I don't know.
Honestly, even if you aren't driving, it sounds like you're driving, and TikTok's gonna pick that up.
Yeah, it's just not.
And it's not even like a it's against you. It's a matter of like TikTok will take the live down if it detects that. So it's AI moderation. It's not, we can't control it.
Plus, it's very difficult to have a conversation when your volume keeps changing constantly. Milo, is it?
I love that. You do that you drop people all the time. So then your question should have been answered if you watch all the time.
Yeah, those are things that I talk about regularly, about brain development, about why we want to validate children under the age of 18.
I just don't, I'm sorry, no disrespect. I just don't understand because kids at a young age, they're very like.
Age first.
They don't really, I'm 22.
Okay.
Sorry. But my little sister, when she was younger, she dressed in boy clothes. She was Spider-Man for like 3 years straight. She wanted to be called Jason. She was very like masculine when she was younger. And now she's like the girliest girl ever. And I bet you if my mom asked her, are you trans? Do you want to transition? She probably would have said yes. But nowadays she's perfectly fine. She's not trans.
Okay, that's not how it works, right? Like that sounds like she just changed her gender expression, which is totally fine.
Don't you think that's what other kids are doing? They're kids.
No.
They're not old enough to think for themselves yet. They're young. They're like.
Children can think for themselves, absolutely. They literally think for themselves the moment they're born.
Well, yeah, think for themselves, but not enough to change genders at a young age. I've read so much about it, how many kids.
Gosh. All right, here's the thing though. People are not changing genders. That's not what being transgender is.
Then what is it?
Your gender identity literally develops incongruent from your sex.
Okay, but at a young age, that makes no sense. Like, I understand, like, liking the same gender at a young age, but being trans, like, completely changing your, like, going on hormones when you're younger, because I feel like little kids are confused. They're not, like, actually, I don't know.
When do you think kids are allowed to start going on hormones?
I feel like they should be able to start going on hormones at 18.
That's not what the question was.
When do you think they are currently allowed to start going on hormones? Was my question.
Oh, I'm not sure.
If you had to guess.
When they're allowed?
No. No.
What?
It's not when they're allowed. There is a specific age, and there are many requirements that come with that age as well.
Right.
Okay, what age is it?
14.
That is way too young.
Why? Oh, what is your gender, Milo?
I'm female.
So your gender is that's your sex. Woman?
Yes.
Okay. Did you know you were a girl at 14?
Yes.
Why do you think trans girls can't know that they're girls at 14?
That's a big decision to make. It's not just like being born a girl and you're knowing you're a girl.
It's literally not a decision that you make. It's just something that it's just who you are. You're not making a decision.
Right. When did you decide to be a girl?
I was born a girl.
Right, but when did you decide?
I didn't decide. I was born that way.
Okay, so trans people are born the same way.
Same thing. They didn't make decisions on their identities. They just are who they are.
Okay, whatever.
What do you mean?
What do you mean, whatever? Does that mean you have no argument against that, or what?
I want to say shit, but you guys are gonna just keep
arguing against your opinion? Yeah, that's the whole point.
Okay.
Yeah, like, because the thing is, you just have an opinion and a misunderstanding. Like, you literally could educate yourself on how gender identity develops in the brain between the ages of 3 and 7, and how being transgender is a natural and normal thing, just like being cisgender is.
Okay, so how does it work then?
Gender identity develops in the brain between the ages of 3 and 7.
Why? Why for certain people?
Everyone's does. Every single person's gender identity develops in their brain. Just some.
Yeah, but what I'm asking is, why do certain people turn trans?
turn trans. No.
You know what I'm trying to say. Like,
Some people's gender identity just develops incongruent from their sex. We don't really know why. It just happens.
okay, but like none of the like the what you're saying doesn't make any sense. You're like
To you.
plenty of people in the chat too.
Yeah, people who
To
are
them too.
resistant to this information, right? There's a, I like to use this article because it's easy for people to understand because it's written by the American Academy of Pediatrics. But there's an article on healthychildren.org called Gender Identity or Gender Development in Children. Maybe? Hold on. Either way, it talks about how, here it is. Talks about how gender identity develops. Like the problem with a lot of people's understanding of what being transgender is that they do think that people are making choices. And because you can't put yourself in someone else's shoes and say, well, I couldn't choose to be someone else. I couldn't choose to be a different gender. So like, how can anyone do that? It's because it's not what's happening. No one is choosing a gender identity.
I'm just speaking from experience from what happened to my sister.
What actually happened to your sister? Nothing.
I just told you.
Nothing happened to her, though.
I'm just saying, like, how she was acting, like, when she was younger. Isn't that similar to wanting to change genders? Like,
No, it sounds to me like she just had a gender expression of more masculine when she was younger, which is totally normal. Being transgender is different. It's not about your expression. It's about who you are.
she thought she was a guy named Jason. She wanted to be named Jason. She wore, like, she was literally, we thought she was going to be gay or trans, like.
So this whole idea, like, if they're going to be gay, like, it's just weird. Like, being gay, again, has nothing to do with you or your expression. Like, you can be a feminine girl and be a lesbian. Like,
I know you can.
Right, so it's just kind of weird that people just assume things about people with the way that they express themselves.
I mean,
okay, so if your sister never had gender dysphoria, which it doesn't seem like she did, she would have never gotten anything medical anyway. You have to have gender dysphoria, which is an extreme distress that affects your ability to function in daily life.
Okay.
Without that, you don't get any type of medical care. And this story that we brought up about your sister is it's a very common story I hear and hear all the time. If my parents would have brought her to the doctor, she would be a boy. Like, that's not how it works. It's not how it works at all.
I mean, we were able to tell my friend was trans from when he was little. She was little. So I thought my sister was going down the same path because they were acting the same. So, like, why are you making that face?
You don't just make people trans. So people don't just become trans. Either you are or you are not. There's not a path that you go down. Gender identity development in children.
Okay, I guess I'll do more research on it, but...
Cool. That's what you should do.
Yeah, gonna do it.
Sweet. All right.
Okay. Okay.
All right. That's good.
That was all right. Productive, I guess.
I understand that it's hard for some people to understand, but if you're willing to, like, learn, yeah, go look into it.
Hello.
Weird to me that so many people are just resisting education. It's very strange. Hello. How old are you?
I'm 19.
What year were you born?
2004.
All right. Go ahead.
So, like, when you say, like, kids be trans, like, what do you mean by that? Like, do you mean that it should be, like, education in schools to let them know like this is a thing, or I don't understand what you mean.
Well, those are different. Those are different topics. Mel looks rough lately. Okay. Those are different topics. Do I advocate for education in schools? Sure. But what this topic has to do with is there are some children are trans. Children who are trans should be supported, whatever that means for the child.
Okay. So you're saying like parents, if for example they have a son and their son that's a little says like, mom and dad, I feel like I'm a girl, then the parents should like play into it and, you know, just let him wear dresses and whatever it is that he wants to do.
Well, again, a child who says that they want to be something typically are not trans, right? So that absolutely could be what that is. If there's a little boy saying that they want to be a girl and you have a conversation with them and they say to them that means that they want to wear dresses and paint their nails, then yeah, you support the child in that. Okay. But that doesn't mean that they are a girl. That's gender expression, and we should be allowing children to express their gender however they want.
Okay, but do you realize that parents, right, they have their own way of raising their children, and there's different households with different ideologies, different religious beliefs, etc., etc. And don't you think that those parents should be able to raise their kids they're in their household with their own beliefs? Isn't that the whole point of being a parent?
No. As a parent, you need to recognize that your children are their own individual people with their own thoughts and feelings.
And at what age is that like applicable?
You shouldn't be having children to be some type of extension of you or something that you can just make them be who you want them to be. That's not how it works. Yeah, exactly. If they're not, parents don't own their children. They're not their property.
No, but I asked, like, what age is that applicable? Like, what, like, 2?
Is what applicable? Letting your child express their gender identity?
Yeah.
Whenever if a child wants something, if they want to grow their hair out or cut their hair short or wear dresses or paint their nails, then yeah, they should be allowed to. It shouldn't matter what their gender identity is.
Okay, but you just said that like kids should do whatever they want, and I feel like at a certain age, yeah, maybe. But when you like make it like any age, and you're saying like kids should do whatever they want, like I don't think so, because as a parent,
what is the harm in letting a little boy wear a dress?
The harm?
Yeah.
The harm that is that it could confuse the child and.
Confuse them how?
It could further confuse them. Like if they say, if my son came to me and he said like, Mom, I want to wear a dress, I wouldn't like make it a big deal. I would literally just say, no, like that's for girls. And that's about it. I think
it's literally making it a big deal. No, that's for girls, but your son really likes the dress. Why do you think it's okay to just say, well, no, that's for girls?
Because I have the right to raise my child and instill beliefs in my child that I have. Like, that's my right as a child, like, as a parent.
Instill beliefs in your child? That's gross.
It is gross. Do you actually have children?
How is that gross? I would really want to understand.
When your child is expressing that they really like something, why should you feel, like, what are your beliefs? Why a boy cannot wear a dress?
It's from a religious background.
Let me ask you something. Are you religious?
Yeah.
So what if you had a kid and you raised them to be what religion are you?
I don't think that matters.
Whatever. What if you had a kid and you raised them to follow your religion, and let's say they become 12 years old, 13 years old, and they say, Mom, I don't want to follow this religion anymore. What are you going to do?
I would have a conversation with them, and I would see where it came from. And obviously, I will keep trying to make them see that, like, this is the way, but if they don't, then force them into it.
Wouldn't that be confusing?
How is that confusing?
I mean, you're instilling beliefs in your child. You're trying to convince them of something they're not.
But religion is not like something like gender. That's completely different.
That's not the point. You're trying to make them believe that they are something that they're not. They're telling you, "Mom, I'm not religious. I'm not Christian. I'm not whatever," and you're sitting there saying, "Yes, you are. This is the way. You have to do
I'm not
this."
saying no. That's not what I said. I literally said that I would have like talks with them, but I wouldn't like force them. Like I wouldn't put that on them because religion, you can't force it on someone. That's something that you have to believe in your heart. Like whatever I say.
Right. But you would just tell them that this is the way, meaning that this is the only way.
Yes, because I completely believe my religion is the only way. You're not following a religion if you don't believe it's the only way.
Right. So you're now confusing your child and trying to convince them that there's something that they're not.
How is that? No, that's not confusing the child. That's actually making it clearer to them.
You're brainwashed, baby.
But your child is saying, I don't want to follow this religion. They're a teenager.
Yeah, I'm literally saying that's okay if they don't want to follow the religion, right? I'm not going to like be mad at them or whatever, but I'm saying like I'm going to speak to them about the religion. I'm not saying I'm going to force them back into it.
No, you would just tell them that
I'm not forcing them, so how is that like confusing them?
No, you would just tell them that if they're not living their life based on your religious views, that they're living their life incorrectly.
Yeah. So how is that confusing them?
What do you mean, how is that confusing? Listen to what you just said.
You don't think that's like terrifying to a child when you're like, well, you know, I know you're thinking.
Obviously, a way to go about it where like you wouldn't speak to a child the same way you would speak to an adult. That's common knowledge. Obviously, I'm not saying like I'm going to tell them like you're going to go to hell or something. Obviously not. That's a child that we're speaking about. You talk to them like they're a child.
Isn't the core? I'm just going to assume that you're Christian, but like isn't the core, like one of the core beliefs of Christianity that if you don't believe, you're gonna burn in hell?
I'm not Christian, so.
But that wasn't my question.
I don't know because I'm not Christian.
You would still know this.
Yes.
I don't.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna speak for Christians. I don't know what you want me to do. Because there's some Christians that believe that everyone's going to heaven. Like there's.
I never heard that one before. Okay, so.
Yeah, never heard that before.
There literally is like sections of Christianity that think if you're a good person, you'll go to heaven anyways.
Oh, so now you know about Christianity.
You said everyone is going to heaven. Now you said if it's a good person. There's a totally different thing. Okay. So either way, if you don't have children yet, maybe you should just educate yourself on what being transgender is and how any child has the possibility of being transgender. And you can choose to not support your child and give them a traumatic childhood, or you can support your child and they can actually have a much better childhood. That's it.
It's not that, like, it's literally not that I don't understand, but, well, maybe, like, I don't completely, but, I think I understand transgenderism, and you can see if I don't.
It's not an ism. It's not an ism.
Sorry, what am I supposed to call it?
Transgender people.
Okay. Transgender people, like, what it is, I think I have an understanding of it, but what I'm saying is that... Sorry?
What is it then?
It's someone that doesn't identify with the sex that they were assigned to at birth.
Mm-hmm. And why don't they identify with it?
It's because that, like, it's their gender identity, something in their brain, something like that. Like, they're not, yeah.
Yeah, so that is true. So it's something that naturally developed in someone's brain. Why would you tell that person that they're wrong about themselves?
See, like, I'm trying to use the good language here. What I'm trying to say is that I do believe that it is something in the head, not like a delusion, but like something to do with the brain, right? But I still don't think like it's normal. Like there's a lot of things that's got to do with the brain that's not normal. So for me, like
having a gender identity is normal.
Everyone has.
Okay, and that's literally what you think, and that's what you believe, and that's what I don't believe. What I'm saying is,
yeah, but you're confused. It's not a belief. I don't believe that. This is the leading medical consensus.
okay, and like what, 20 years ago, whatever years ago it was listed as a mental like issue.
No, not
Who cares
Science
about
is
what
not-
it was listed as 20 years ago? Why can't we live in the present?
Because like science for me, yeah, it's not when something is constantly changing and constantly correcting itself and saying, you know what, we were wrong 5 years ago, you know what, we were actually wrong yesterday and we're gonna like change it and da-da-da and everything. That's not an objective truth for me.
That's how science works, babes.
So it's not an objective truth. It means that like
No
whatever we
shit.
know now.
No
Exactly.
shit.
So why are you using it as an objective truth? You guys always say science this, science that. It's not an objective truth.
No one says that it's an objective truth. The only objective truths are scientific laws. And no one here is saying that being trans or any of the medical knowledge that we have on being trans is objective medical scientific law. No one's
Wait,
saying
is your religion objective?
That's why it's your belief, and that's why it's not mine, because it's not objective law where it's like
yours is literally
is your
subjective.
religion?
Sorry?
Is your religion objective?
100%.
No, it's oh my god,
do you know
dude.
That's what you believe, though. I believe that God is an objective
Prove it.
truth.
Oh my god.
Prove it.
Oh my god.
Prove it.
That's the thing, though. Like, I'm not here to prove to you whether God is real or not. Like, I genuinely am not. But I'm just
If you
telling you
can't
that's
prove
what
it,
I
it's not
believe. If you don't
objective,
believe it, that's
sorry.
fine. But all I'm
you can't
literally
prove it, it's
saying.
not
You're okay, D.
No, but this is
You're
the point I'm trying to make. Hold on, just let me make this point.
Okay,
It's
go
the
for it.
point that you can have your own ideologies and what you believe is true about the world, and I can have my own, and I have the right to teach my kids what like how I see the world, right? That is the literal point of me being a parent. If I don't have the right to do that as a parent,
Not the point of being a parent. No. What?
I'm saying it's one of the rights of a parent.
You said that was the point of being a parent.
Sorry, I misspoke. It's one of the rights of a parent to raise your child and to make them, not make them, but to raise them to see the world the way you see the world. Because I'm not going to raise my kid believing an ideology that I don't believe in. That's stupid.
That's gross. Don't you want your kids to be like their own fucking person?
I do.
That's okay. As a parent, you tell them like how you see the world, etc., etc. They're going to go to school, they're going to go see the outside world, and they're going to make their own ideas, etc., etc. But at least you have told them like the way you see the world. And if they later on, when they're actually, you know, like grown-ups and see the world for themselves, and they say, actually, you know what, I see it differently, that is completely fine, and I will still love my child, because that's my child at the end of the day.
What if they're trans?
They choose to believe, even if they're trans, like whatever they choose to believe, they're still my child at the end of the day. But I'm just saying,
So is
I
that
don't have
one
to,
of those, like,
I don't have to
conditional
raise my kids the way you guys want me to raise my kids.
It's not about the way.
I'm sure you wouldn't want me to give you
how you raise your
kid. I'm sure you wouldn't want me to tell you to raise your children the way I would raise my children in my religion. I'm sure you would find that
all I'm
preposterous.
doing is telling you that your children are not you, right? That's it.
Exactly.
Parents need to understand that their children are not them. They are individual people with their own thoughts and feelings.
That's, oh my god, that's literally what I never said to you.
Even when they're children, though.
No, that's completely fine. Even when they're children, they're gonna go to school and see the world. It's not like I'm gonna keep.
I don't know if I believe that you think that's completely fine, though. Would you do like oh, I know that you're trans, but I don't think it's right, but I still love you type thing?
100%, because I'm not gonna pretend like I know it's right.
I feel like
Why am I gonna lie?
I still love you, but I won't use your correct pronouns. You know, I won't give you any sort of medical care that you might need.
Medical care? What do you mean by that? Like surgeries and like puberty blockers? Is that what you mean? Because there is no way in hell a child is having that.
Correct. Exactly my point.
Yeah, I'm done.
Exactly my point.
And these types of beliefs is what harms children, and that's what this whole conversation is about.
That's not love, baby cakes.
No, if your child is in distress and they need medical care, no matter what it's for, you should be getting them that medical care. If that child needs puberty blockers, that's what that child should be getting, as long as the benefits will outweigh the risks for that kid. But it's just so frustrating to me. So many people just think their kids are them, or an extension of them.
Hush, D. Hush, D.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay.
If you want to come back without the background noise, you can do that, but it was like taking over. I didn't know what the hell you were doing.
Yeah, Union Jack, I call everybody babes, so complain about it.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
I just want to say, because that's crazy for me. Listen, I as a wearing dresses.
Hello? Hi.
Hello, but that didn't mean that I'm a trans or transgender. I'm fully.
God, dude, shush.
Why do people feel so entitled to MySpace that they can just come in and just start talking?
What a mercy.
Damn.
And yes, I will call him babes too. Babes, chill out.
You couldn't hear me over him talking. Yeah, imagine that.
Hello.
Hello, how old are you?
I'm just turned 16.
Ooh.
I'm sorry.
You have to be 18.
Fetus die fetus.
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 27.
Yeah, let kids be trans.
I'm sorry?
Let kids be trans.
I agree to a certain extent. And then it's not that I don't agree with certain things. It's just like, how do you differentiate? Well, I know that they go through a lot of psychiatric care. But how do you know you're making the right choice? That's the only thing that would scare me, because I have a daughter, and I'd be completely fine if her identity was a boy. And I will raise her as she would like to be raised when she tells me. But, the puberty blockers is the only thing that scares me, because personally, sorry, I'm over talking.
You're fine. What is it about puberty blockers that scares you?
So I personally don't even like to use hormones for myself. So with hormones, there are side effects and puberty blockers. And the only thing, yeah, I know, it stops the puberty from happening in general.
It slows puberty down.
Right. But that's the only thing that would scare me, is making that permanent change so young.
Wait, puberty blockers are not permanent though, because you do resume puberty.
So they just wouldn't get like a period, or?
Everyone has to go through puberty, right? So if a child is going on puberty blockers, it's to give the child more time to have a better understanding of their identity and to work with professionals.
Okay.
And then once you go off from puberty blockers, your puberty resumes. Or you could introduce HRT, which is the hormones that you were talking about. But that's if you get to that point.
So if they decide later on that, like, that's just, they're not happy that way either, what do you do in that case?
What do you mean? When you start HRT?
So they chose the opposite gender, not chose, but they, you know what I mean. I'm not trying to say the wrong thing at all.
You're fine.
But what if my daughter tells me, you know, I'm a boy, like I'm a boy mom. I really truly believe that. And we go through these processes, and then later on, she's an adult, he's an adult, and they decide, like, I was wrong.
So that is incredibly rare. It's especially to go through the entire process correctly. A lot of times when people have some type of regret or they were wrong about their identity, it's because they didn't go through. You didn't go through. You didn't follow the WPATH guidelines. You didn't go through the whole process correctly. Also, you can make sure that, like, as the mom, that you have conversations with your kid regularly.
Right.
Once you have a child who's trans, you have a much better understanding of what this is like. In like seeing your child, especially because we're talking about teenagers, right? We're talking about kids who can, who are in high school and can drive, right? And they can get jobs. Like, we're not talking about 5 or 6 year olds, because that's the point that you're on hormones. You have conversations with your kids. They will know, like, once they start hormones, if those changes are correct for them. Like, my daughter literally, you know, estrogen caused her to grow breasts. Like, you're going to know if you don't want them. Like, oh shit. Right? So she's totally fine with the changes that the hormones have made to her body so far after a year and a half. You know, she's gone to the doctor. They increased her medication. The doctors are confident that she knows who she is. Her therapist, like, so you just keep supporting in the process. If for some crazy instance that my daughter in the future says, no, actually I'm boy, which I highly doubt, as the changes with her on these hormones, like the positive changes have been so great that I would highly doubt that I would just continue to support her. Whatever the support is that she needs, I would continue to support her. A lot of times these things it does come from fear of parents. And that's where the whole, like, wait until they're 18 stuff typically comes from. Because oftentimes parents are like, I want my kid to be 18, so I am not responsible if they change their mind.
Right. That's not so much my main concern, because...
Well, you seem like you actually do have an understanding. So I think it is different. But a lot of people will...
I try to. I'm very open-minded.
I'm telling you, though, if you have a child who's actually trans and you have conversations with your kids, it won't be as scary as it seems.
Right. It's just like having open communication in general with them.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, even children with mental health issues, if you're not talking to your kid, how are you going to know that they have those issues? Well, not that trans is an issue at all. But
just support your kid. Like, that's really what this whole topic is about, is to support your kids in whatever they need. Yeah, and if they don't get to a point where they even need puberty blockers or hormones, then you don't get to that point.
Right.
It's individualized. So, but again, I think if people actually, like, if it wasn't just hypothetical children and they actually would have a kid who was trans, be open-minded with it and understand it, it's really, you just believe your kids. Like, it's just...
Right. Well, that's why a lot of people that come on and don't have kids, it's different. Even though mine's a toddler, I'm not thinking of her as a toddler for the rest of her life. I'm thinking about what she's going to be when she's older, and I'm trying to educate myself in all forms of her growing up so that I am prepared and ready for anything, really.
Yeah, sounds like you're doing a good job. Just keep going. Again, it's very unlikely that your daughter will be trans, but if she is, then support her.
It's frustrating to see, like, because I can only imagine, like, in your standpoint, how difficult it must have been at first, and then now you're in a place where you're comfortable with it, and people take it as you're attacking, but you're really not. You're just trying to educate because this is your life.
Well, and it does make me upset, though, because I do have a lot of empathy, and I have talked to a lot of trans people I've talked to a lot of people in the community, trans people. I've seen a lot of studies and statistics on these things of the harm that it can cause when a child is not validated.
Right.
So even when other people just come up here and they say that they would absolutely refuse to listen to their kids, they absolutely refuse to educate themselves on what the medical care looks like, and just immediately just want to choose the path of traumatizing and potentially losing their kids. Yeah, it makes me mad. It makes me very angry.
Well, thanks for letting me come on. And
of course. Have a good one, Boone.
You too. Thank you.
Life-saving care is an awful argument. What?
All right then. All right then.
Love that.
So frustrating. Hello?
Hey, how's everybody?
Are you driving, Matt?
Well, I'm a passenger in the car talking. I'm not driving, but
You really far away, so.
oh, yeah, is that better?
A little bit, yeah. I can hear better.
Okay, hey, all right, let me ask you something. So let's say you can relate this topic to something else. Let's say your daughter's dating a guy and, you know, he's been cheating on her, but somehow she lets him back several times.
Okay.
Don't you think that's a self-esteem issue that may need intervention from a therapist? And if you relate
What does this
that
have
to
do with trans kids?
I
So, hold
mean,
on.
maybe. It depends on your child's mental health. Yeah, probably get them.
No, but wait, I'm trying to relate this to what you guys are talking about, right? So
Not even comparable at all.
if you're experimenting with trying to be a trans person and you don't
What?
and the thing is this a self-esteem issue for the kid, or is it they really are clear about what they want? And you should ask those questions. I mean, that's what I would ask.
Being trans has nothing to do with your fucking self-esteem.
You know, you're just like, well, I just want to try this because of whatever reason, and you should figure out whatever those reasons are. And that could relate to the same thing I'm saying, which is you keep taking the same person back because you don't know any difference.
What?
My lord, man.
These are not comparable, Matt. This is silly.
Okay, but if that's not comparable, why are why are you saying it's fine with them to experiment with this type of?
Because when we're talking about experimentation, it's not even really your identity. It's more of like expression. A lot of people do get those things kind of confused.
Because I'm not gonna disagree if you guys say someone is gay, because I didn't choose to be straight. You didn't choose to be gay. I get that, right? But I'm just talking about someone.
Being trans is the same exact thing. No one chooses to be trans. They just are.
Okay, there's no experimentation. There's nothing like that happens.
I just said that you can experiment with your expression. Maybe not quite have an understanding if you're trans or not.
So all I would say is this: if my kid want,
But education will help with that.
say that. What's that? Sorry.
Education would really help with the children. They probably wouldn't even really need as much of an exploration state phase if people would just be educated on what being trans is.
Okay, I just would say that if he or she became clear, and do you think there's any therapy needed for kids that are trying to think about this, or you think there's no therapy needed? Is that what you're saying?
That's like one of the first steps of gender affirming care is therapy.
Okay, yeah, that's what I would say is that, you're telling us whatever you're saying, but are you sure? Is everybody sure about this? Like, I would just try to make sure the person's sure about it.
Yeah, that's part of the process because, you know, medical professionals do know that these are children. So yeah, you make sure you're sure.
And be 10 years later, and maybe 10 years, 10 years down the line, you grew out of that phase of your life, right?
It's not a phase.
Nobody knows.
If you're actually trans, there's
That could happen.
not a phase.
Gender affirming care is like a heavily monitored process. It's not just like willy nilly. Like they're monitored. It's between the doctor, the parent, and the child all at once, and they go to therapy. They have to maintain consistency and be insistent and persistent. Like we're not like it's monitored. Like the strict guidelines to make sure that they're sure.
Yeah, and by the way, I don't think as a parent that we should convince them to do one thing or the other, right? Like let them determine what they're going to do.
Yeah, nobody said convince them to do anything. Absolutely. You wouldn't be convincing them. You're just supporting them. Supporting is different than convincing or persuading.
Yeah, and I'm not going to judge kids, right? But what I would say, all I'm saying is joining the live, right?
Matt, I don't know.
Is there should be
Your connection is shit.
Nah, you got like 0.5 G, buddy.
0.5. Yeah, I don't know. I could hear you in the beginning, but lately it's kind of...
Yeah, you're not even coming through right now if you're speaking. I can't hear you at all.
Yeah, Matt. 0.5 G.
Got that Walmart Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I stole that from Adam Cray.
Well, it's pretty good, honestly.
Gotta give credit where credit is due.
Yeah. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I am 18.
You're 18? What year were you born?
2005.
Are you driving? Are you driving?
No.
Okay, you sound kind of far away and kind of...
Oh, no, I've got earphones in, that's why.
No, it's not great. Your audio's not great. All right, what's up?
So why do you do this for like thingy where kids just why can't you just let a kid be a child? Like it's just things you don't have to press them on being trans or all that.
Being trans doesn't make you not a child.
Technically it does, really, because
It doesn't.
you're
You're
technically
still-
part of them of medical thingies and that, aren't you?
What?
No.
Shut up.
Trans kids are still kids.
You're not letting them like be who they want to be. You're taking them to medical doctors, aren't you?
I can't hear this guy.
If you bring a child to like a medical professionals for anything else, does that make them not kids? Medical care is not kids.
Medical care is like where you are ill or all, but taking them for growth hormones to like to stop that.
Growth hormones? We're not talking about growth. All right, I don't know if can you take your like earbuds out or whatever and see if that helps your audio.
No, I won't do that.
Okay, bye.
Well, can't hear you, so sucks for you. Literally just can't hear you.
I won't do that. Okay, bye.
Apparently, if you're underage and get an appendectomy, you're not a child anymore.
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I am 34.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Nothing against transgender children deciding to dress however they like. That's no issue. I do believe that deciding a grown-up decision at a young age, whether a medical professional is involved or not, is a little premature.
Okay, well, we're not talking about...
Do we have objections to that, or
Nothing
because
we're talking-
I mean, if you want to dress,
Yes, I do have an objection to that. Yes, we're not talking about adult decisions. So that's where you're wrong.
so you don't believe that transgender is an adult decision?
No.
Once your body is fully developed and your brain is fully developed, you don't think that that is something that you should decide as an adult?
No, because that's not how it works. Your gender identity actually develops in your brain as a child, not as an adult.
Right. And you can use whichever pronouns your child wants to go by, right? But to put hormones in a child's body when their body is not fully developed and their brain isn't fully developed and they can later in life change their mind, you don't think that that's a little premature?
Not exactly. What would the harm be?
Well, the harm would be changing their natural hormonal makeup before they're old enough to actually understand what they're doing.
There's a reason why we want to sometimes change their natural hormonal makeup, which is a weird way to word it. And that is because...
How would you word it?
That is because their puberty or their natural way of their bodies changing is causing them distress.
Yes, because puberty is stressful.
No,
for all of us.
No, it causes distress that is so great that these children don't have an ability to function in daily life.
Well, yeah, it's very uncomfortable for a young girl sometimes. Well, I'll just use a girl for an example, right? A natural.
We're not just talking about a mild fucking discomfort here.
No. I completely get it, but let me finish what I'm saying. So, a natural born female child feeling uncomfortable in her body during puberty. Her breasts are forming. She's starting her menstrual cycle. These are very scary things throughout puberty.
They're really not to what we're talking about.
They are.
We're talking about
it was uncomfortable for me.
Right. We're talking about a boy getting periods and growing breasts. Now that is distressing.
Yes, someone that may have male tendencies or like boy things, okay, not comfortable with becoming into their natural born womanhood, okay. However, breast, uterus, cervix, ovaries, those are natural womanhood things, right, that you're born with, correct?
Yeah, what we're talking about though is a boy, right? A child who developed into a boy having those things.
That identifies as a boy.
They are a boy. They develop into a boy.
Yeah, mentally at the age of whatever, that is not completely grown yet, correct? We'll say a 12-year-old boy that was naturally born as a female, okay? They're not fully developed mentally. Is that correct?
So the thing is just what you're talking about is just your natural like uncomfortability that adolescents go through during puberty. What Mel's talking about with like gender dysphoria, it's not just being uncomfortable. It's not just like, oh, this is an awkward stage. My body's going through all these changes. I don't know, what's happening. I'm moving from childhood, into adolescence, and this is very awkward and weird, and I'm super aware of it. It's not that. It's a whole nother level. It's a level of like, a kid who's female but's a boy and wakes up and has a period and thinks, I would just like to never wake up again. Like, this is so extreme as a boy to be going through this. I don't want to be here anymore.
Okay.
And then we take them to medical professionals, right? And we take them to therapists, people who are qualified on this, and they determine what the kids need.
Yeah. And they also get paid for those prescriptions, correct?
They also get what?
Medical professionals who prescribe these hormones get paid for them, correct?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so Big Pharma doesn't get paid for medications to anyone for anything.
When it comes to my kid, you know what? He doesn't give a shit about Big Pharma. I don't understand. Even if Big Pharma is making tons of money, it doesn't matter. The treatment works for our kids, Jess. It works. It helps our kids. It improves their life. I don't care if Big Pharma is making money. It saves our kids' lives, period.
I gotcha. And there are situations in that case. I'm not saying all trans children are not going to grow up and continue to want to be trans. However, there have to be a percentage of kids that are not sure yet, because can we agree that children's brains are not fully developed?
1% of kids that start the gender affirming care process, it ends up not being right for them. They end up actually being cisgender kids. 1%, which means 99% this is correct for them.
Okay, and that's still a percentage, but what I'm saying, can we agree that children's brains are not developed?
Wait, Jess, did you hear her say 99%?
Yes, and I also heard 1%, correct?
Oh my God.
I can do that.
There is nothing that is 100% in the medical field. Nothing.
And that's fine. We all have our opinions. However, can we all agree that children's brains...
This isn't based on opinion, Jess. You have an opinion that is uneducated, right? The doctors and the professionals, they're working off of research and data, not opinion.
I'm still trying to see if anyone has an objection that children's brains are fully developed.
Just say that you hate trans kids.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
You hate trans kids.
I'm making a valid point that children's brains are not fully developed, and you guys are swerving off to the left.
That's a different part of the brain. Give a fuck about brain development. When we're
don't give a fuck about brain development.
When we're talking about medical care, it's really irrelevant.
But medical
so
care
kids
and
can't
brain
get diabetes
go
treatment.
hand in
They
hand.
can't go through chemotherapy. They can't get any medical treatment until they're in their mid-20s when their brain is fully developed.
Oh my goodness! Now we're talking about cancer. We're talking about children making a life-altering decision. This is a life-altering decision.
I would
Correct?
say that chemotherapy is also a life-altering decision too.
It is,
You know
but
how
we're not
damaging
speaking
that
on chemo, right? Are we speaking on chemo? Because we're speaking on dysphoria here, which is what you guys call it.
No, we're speaking on life-saving healthcare for children.
Okay. Are we agreeing that children's brains are not fully developed?
The part
Parts
that
of the brain.
The part of their brain that controls their gender identity is developed.
It's fully developed at what age?
I wouldn't say it's fully developed. I'm just saying it's developed enough for them to know their gender.
Yeah, but okay, I understand, but it also continues to develop, correct?
But that's irrelevant. The part of the brain that is controlling their identity is developed.
Oh my God, Jess. Okay, this is like the 8th time you've asked this question, and
Yeah,
you just
because
keep
nobody can object to it.
Jess. Oh my God,
I answered it multiple
Jess.
times.
This is like the 8th time that you've asked this question, and we have answered it multiple times, and you keep re-asking it because you don't like the answer. Stop doing that.
I've got two different answers. One is it is fully developed to a point, but it's not completely developed.
Okay, the hypothalamus is, I just got from in silico biology, is fully developed by age 7 for most people.
Okay, and it's fully developed at age 7.
By age 7, yeah.
So what would you say for the kids that at 7 years old, they were completely comfortable with being a girl, wearing dresses, playing with Barbies, doing all the typical, stereotypical female things. And then suddenly when they get to middle school and all of their friends are on the trend of trans, they suddenly start to question it.
What?
Yes, at 7 years old, say at 7 years old.
The trend of being trans.
Yes, ma'am. It is absolutely a trend. And if you deny that, that is something,
it's not a
story
trend
of your own.
What makes it a trend?
What makes it a trend?
Yeah, what makes it a trend?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yes.
So are we all living in America here?
Yes.
Definitely.
I am.
All right. Well, I will start with the fact that it's being pushed everywhere. Now, it's fine if that is what a child grows up and decides for themselves.
Wait, pause. How is it being pushed?
How is it being pushed?
Mm-hmm.
Well, go to any child section anywhere at any store, and there is LGBTQA plus community items in every section.
Oh,
Have
so
you been to Target?
You mean
it's in almost
the Target argument.
Do you mean acceptance and tolerance of people who are different?
That's fine. That's fine. However, There is algorithms on every social media. There is a
Are there algorithms in stores? I am so fucking confused.
No. Did you not hear social media, ma'am? Because I'm pretty sure I mentioned
How
that.
the fuck did you? You didn't even finish your store argument.
No, because you cut me off.
I didn't cut you off. I'm not even talking.
I did. Sure
at
did.
At the end of the day, it's everywhere, and that's fine. We're accepting of it as adults. However, children have the right to be
people everywhere?
children.
Is heterosexuality everywhere?
So you're telling
We
me
shouldn't have that. Like, are you kidding?
what?
We should get rid of it.
Is heterosexuality everywhere?
Yeah, I mean, we shouldn't have that, right?
No, everyone should be what makes them happy. However, a child is
on the
not fully developed.
heterosexual train, you know, they're just jumping on. There's a trend of heterosexuality.
Oh my goodness. And you guys just assume that I'm straight.
When I go on social media, I see all types of.
Anything about you being straight, Jess. I don't know where you got
so
that.
my valid point is that children are children and they're not fully developed to know what they're going to feel like later in life when they're adults.
Yeah, but you're just like blatantly ignoring the fact that it is a scientific fact that they know their gender between the ages of 3 and 7. You're just ignoring that.
Well, there's children that I know that were very dead set on being a girl.
All the bigots know all the trans kids that used to be trans or whatever.
It's amazing. It's amazing how every
so you're
bigot
saying a
knows
child that's
somebody
7.
somebody from the 2% of the population that's trans. Every one of them knows somebody.
Yeah.
In fact, some of them know multiple people. It's amazing.
And that's fine because there's always going to be a smaller percentage.
It's a lie is what it is, Jess. It's a lie. People.
It's a lie that a child can feel one way at 7 and feel a different way at 12 and then
Yes.
feel another way at
Jess, oh my God. Okay, Jess, what is the percentage of people who have detransitioned?
percentage of people. I don't know.
So why are you speaking on it?
Why am I speaking on a percentage of people that's detransitioned? I've never even said the word detransition. All I said is a child.
Okay, Jess.
child at
Okay,
7
Jess, I'm gonna take a
feels
breath.
like a
I'm gonna
girl.
take a breath. I'm gonna have a conversation with you.
And then once they hit puberty,
Oh
they
my
don't
God.
want to be a girl.
Yes, that's exactly what detransitioning is.
No.
You have
That's not.
Okay. Are you
Listen.
done? No.
I'm not.
Okay, well, now you're going to be done because I'm over it. You have been hinting at detransitioning the whole time. Just because you say that you haven't said the word detransition in this conversation doesn't mean that's not what you're hinting at or implying. You are saying what percentage, you are saying how many people out there decide one way and then grow up and decide a different way later on. That's called detransitioning. That's what you're talking about. So I asked you, what percentage of trans people detransitioned? And you can't give me an answer. So I'm asking you, why are you speaking on something that you don't know anything about?
Detransitioning. I never claimed to study these statistical facts.
Never said you did.
Is if a 7-year-old who is born a girl feels like a girl their whole life until they hit puberty, suddenly does not like the idea of being a girl, puberty's uncomfortable, not okay with them, they decide, oh, I feel more like a boy.
That doesn't happen.
How you can tell me what happens?
Give me one example of that ever happening.
Statistics.
My niece, for example.
Wait, what?
My niece. I have a niece.
You have a niece too?
I do. Okay, so you have a niece as well? There's a lot of people in America that have nieces. What's the confusion about having a niece?
That's, oh my God. What are you?
What? I'm not understanding what the objection is here. I'm asking, as a 7-year-old child, born female, feels like a girl their whole life, suddenly hits puberty, is uncomfortable with it. You're saying that you should automatically send them to a healthcare professional and go get them on hormones.
No, Jess,
Because they want
Jess,
to be trans because they
Jess.
made their mind up.
Jess, are you arguing to us?
I'm asking a question. She said no.
Jess.
Miss Mel, please elaborate why you're saying no.
That's not what we're saying at all, actually. No.
Okay, but those are children that want to be trans suddenly.
No, that's
Yes.
not a thing.
Are you arguing that your niece
think that kids would
started
choose
going
to be
through puberty?
trans?
Like, are you saying that your niece started going through puberty,
Correct.
and then said, "I don't want to be a girl. I want to be a
Correct.
boy."
And I want to be a boy now.
Why did they say that?
They're uncomfortable with their body.
And that's why they want to be a boy.
Correct.
Okay, when I went, again, anecdotal, but when I started going through puberty, yeah, I'm like, oh, this sucks. It's probably cooler to be a boy. But that didn't mean that I, like, wanted to be a boy or that I could have been a boy. Like, that's not what we're talking about at all, Jess.
But it is. Is that not a girl wanting to be a boy?
Stop telling me what I'm talking about.
What is trans then? If a girl wants to become
Yeah, and
a
then that
boy?
kid wasn't diagnosed with gender dysphoria as well, right? You're just talking about a kid saying something once, or my other theory would be sometimes we have trans kids that, like Mel's topic. There are trans kids in families where they know they're not going to be accepted, and they might try to come out and say something, and the family goes, "No, you're not. No, you're not. You're actually a girl. You're not a boy."
Okay, I'll let you finish. But I want to say we respect the child's pronouns.
I'm not going to let
So
you finish.
The natural born girl goes by he, him now. So those pronouns have been changed.
What the fuck? Who are you talking about?
Bro.
Did I not say my niece?
These weird hypothetical situations that aren't.
It's not a hypothetical situation. I'm telling you that my niece.
Oh, right.
Decided
Bring up your niece in the first place.
goes by he, him. Because I'm speaking on child's brain development in the first
So your
place.
nephew is what you're saying, Jess.
Correct.
Correct. Okay.
And I thought you said you validate their pronouns, so you don't.
No, I do call her he, him when she is around. However, naturally.
Oh,
this just
behind his back.
No, you fuck off.
I'm not. No.
Good night.
When he's around, when you have to put effort into gendering someone differently depending on where they are, you're just a fucking piece of shit.
Like, you just got up on a live in front of 700 people and said that you don't respect your nephew's pronouns when they're not around.
You're not driving. Do you think I need to turn off my camera? I'm not driving.
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Obviously, I'm not driving.
I know you always have your camera on, so I'm sure it's weird.
Yeah, this guy keeps making new accounts. Go away.
Oh, God. That shit is so frustrating. I love when they say, so you're saying, and then give a completely different scenario that I have never, ever said is a thing.
Right. Like, it is a thing that when some kids reach the state of puberty, that they start to feel dysphoria. That happens. But it's not like you hit puberty and all of a sudden, because it's uncomfortable, you're like, I don't want to do this. I want to be the other gender. That's not, no. You would feel dysphoria, and then you would go through the W path and go through the gender affirming care process.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Would be like, wow, I didn't, I guess, like, I'm a boy. I didn't expect my body to give me periods. What the fuck is going on? That type of dysphoria.
Yeah, Sherry also made a good point talking about those kids who suppress who they are because they feel like they're not going to be accepted, and then they can try to like stop suppressing it, and that might give the illusion that they're just suddenly choosing out of nowhere.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's more so the common case is someone trying to express themselves and then families not being supportive. Especially I think for people who are confused when it comes to like non-binary, and I think when a kid comes out expressing those kind of things and adults can't wrap their head around it. We've noticed that kids will tend to like coddle their parents and their family and just be like, it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to use my pronouns, or it's okay. You don't have to do this. Because sometimes for the kid, it's way more mental work to have to educate adults and their family. And they would just rather let it slide, unfortunately. And then adults interpret that as, oh, they were trans and now they're not. No, you're just not teachable. you can't learn, and a child does not want to waste their time educating you, you should educate yourself, is what it typically is.
Yeah, and then you're making it about you, and then the child, sometimes the children will feel guilty as well, like for putting this on their parents. Like we had a guest earlier that was kind of like that, right? I was my mom's firstborn child. She, like, you know, she's still going to view me as her little girl. That is harmful shit. And that's parents who just cannot stop making their children's identity about themselves. It's not about you and your feelings. It's about your kids.
Yeah. I know when people say let kids be kids, imagine the emotional turmoil that you put and responsibility you put on a child when they have to regulate the adults around them because they can't just accept who they are and then they have to conform to them. Imagine the stress that puts on a child. That's not letting a kid be a kid.
Yep. And then they hold that shit in. Anyway, we're out of requests. Anybody else want to come talk about the topic?
Somebody open-minded, preferably. Somebody.
Children are not developed enough to make this important of a decision. Like, one thing I do actually like, though, like when I go to my kid's endocrinologist or to their therapist's office or wherever, people who validate her regularly, they don't treat her like she's delusional, like people like to do on this app. They're not like, oh, you're too young to know who you are. Kitty.
Everyone say hello to my cat.
Hi, kitty, kitty, kitty. I'm talking to Ben's cat.
Okay, Sherry. Hello, user 897107.
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
My name is Donato, by the way. And I apologize for my English, but I'm calling.
You're doing what? You like rubbed your microphone. I can hear you.
I said that I apologize for my English, but I'm calling from Italy, so it's not my first language. Hi to everyone.
Hello, can you get your age, please?
54.
All right. So what's up?
I was looking a little bit, and I've arrived a little bit late at your live. My curiosity is this. What do you mean by let them be trans? Do you include surgery, medicine, or only the way they dress and they want to be called?
Some kids are just trans and they need to be supported in whatever it is that they need. So
you include the surgery?
Typically surgeries are not until late teens, early adulthood, but if for some reason that a child has a rare circumstance where medical professionals feel that that child is okay for them to have top surgery at 16, then I think that's totally fine. I think that we need to be...
What's the earliest you think they could do that?
It's not up to me and what I think. It's about what...
No, I'm asking to you, so it's only your point of view. I don't say that you're right. It's your point of view.
I'm not talking about the process of gender affirming care from my point of view.
So what point of, because my point, okay, I will try to explain my point.
Great.
You know, I'm open mind, even though I'm 54, so old generation. I think that if a kid wants to be called woman, not woman, man, her, him, etc., it doesn't matter. He's free to do it. It's not easy maybe for mother, father to accept those things, but he must be free. But I think that surgery and medicine is something that they would have to do only after 18, 20 years old.
Jesus Christ, why?
Because, you know, life is made of decision, and often we discover who we are when it's too late. Example, people that will discover that, I don't know, they're gay or they're not gay after 50 years old. And this is my case. So, what I mean, some decision, if you do it drastically, I'm talking only about surgery and medicine. I think it's wrong to let youngers have that kind of, how can I say it? I'm sorry for the English again.
You're good.
But it's wrong to do something so strict so soon. Psychological help, yes.
Do you know why that sometimes puberty blockers or HRT, which is hormone replacement therapy, is recommended for children under the age of 18?
No, I don't know. That's why I'm listening to you.
Because children go through puberty. You don't go through puberty after the age of 18.
Okay.
Right.
But
so sometimes children need interventions before the age of 18 because they're experiencing gender dysphoria.
Okay.
Gender dysphoria, their dysphoria is so extreme that they're having an inability to function in daily life. Those symptoms need treatment. And for some children, puberty blockers or HRT is that treatment.
Okay. Okay. That's understandable, and I can see why. Okay. That part I can understand very well. But again, as you're saying, let kids be trans, what is the minimum age on your point of view that they can take a decision that it's impossible to go back?
There are no decisions that it's impossible to go back.
Ah, really?
Really?
Okay. You know, I'm near the movement since the 70s, almost, because I was born in 1970. The lady that was talking before, I don't agree with her, absolutely not. But I didn't like the way that the guy said we should cut it, because she was trying to expose an idea different than mine.
No, she was extremely disingenuous. So.
But that's a point of view. You have to be more nice.
No, absolutely not. Actually, I think.
Why? You want to be inclusive, but then you want to be mean with someone that doesn't agree with you?
Because some people have really problematic views, right?
Okay.
So to say, well, we should be nice to them when their views and opinions actually harm children, I don't understand that logic. People want to say all the time, we care about the children, we worry about the children. Those kinds of opinions hurt trans kids. They hurt them.
Okay, but don't you think that she was really worried, and so we should, in a polite way,
I think
be
she
nice?
was extremely disingenuous, not open and willing to learn anything, actually. No. So we do this often enough that we can tell who's here for a genuine conversation and who's not, the majority of the time.
On that, I cannot say nothing because maybe you're right. But from outside, and remember, I don't understand everything, my impression was that even though I don't agree with her, she was attacked continuously. But remember, my English is not good, and I didn't like that. That's why I came on.
I don't care about your tone policing. Do you have anything else you want to know about the topic?
You see, that's the point. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
You don't care. And then you worry about people.
Bye.
Okay, all right. That's enough of that.
I don't know why people feel entitled to tell me to be nice when, like Sherry said, they're literally harming kids.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I don't know why people feel entitled to politeness. It's the weirdest fucking concept. If you say something that is hurtful to people, you are not owed politeness. It's a weird concept.
And a lot of times people think that, especially from women, like we're supposed to be nice and calm and like sweet and, you know, oh, that's not very ladylike of you. I don't give a
Like,
fuck.
at the end of the day, what it comes down to is we're arguing for the sake of people's lives, and other people are coming up here and saying we're wrong, and basically let them unalive. Basically, is what they're saying.
Yeah, and a lot of people like to downplay that too. When we bring up the cell phone alive rate of these kids, they think that we're just like exaggerating when we're really not. We're like really trying to educate on how incredibly important it is to support these kids because they are very much at risk. Real Gary, you have you that has a lot of background noise. Boom, can you mute for a second? Yeah, it's him. Okay.
Sorry, it's my air conditioner. It's hot, you know.
It's not you, it's him. Gary,
Yep.
hello, how old are you?
I am 24.
All right, what's up?
So I think that guy had a great point.
I don't care. Can you tell me what you want to say and not about the previous guest? Shouldn't really have allowed him to as well. So
Okay. So when it comes to letting kids be trans, what is your limit on this?
there's
What do
not
you
a limit. Like, what do you mean by that?
What is your limit on kids getting treatment or surgery?
Children should get whatever type of treatment that it is that they need.
Okay, so is the age of 8 too early, or is that okay?
Well, it depends. Is the child in puberty? Are they experiencing gender dysphoria?
Sure.
Then yeah, if medical professionals are recommending puberty blockers for that child, it's none of my business.
So so you don't have a limit.
Well, puberty blockers can only be introduced in Tanner stage 2 of puberty. So if you're not in puberty and in that stage, you can't get puberty blockers. There's not an age on that.
What if a child wants to change?
It's not about a want.
Well, aren't the children wanting to be a different gender? They feel like they should?
No, they don't want to. They literally developed that way and they're expressing those feelings to people. They're telling them, look, you think I'm a boy, I'm actually a girl. Or you think I'm a girl, I'm actually a boy, or whatever.
So some kids feel like they are a different gender at the age of, what, 8, 7, 9, whatever, right?
Sometimes even 3.
Okay, there we go. So what about these kids? Should they get treatment at that age?
They should be validated, but what do you mean by treatment?
Whatever the treatment is, what treatment is there to give these kids?
That's the thing. Like, you're just coming up with like wild things. No, like typically if a child is really young, we're just talking about validating them as their parents, whatever it is for that kid. If it means that they want to, you think they're a girl and they want to go to the boy section and buy all their clothes from the boy section at Target, then you allow them to. That's what we're talking about at 3, 5 years old, whatever.
Okay, but you said, so all right, so at age 8, it's okay to have a gender surgery?
Did I say surgery?
What the fuck?
Yeah, so kids aren't getting surgeries. It's not like kids go, Mom, Dad, I'm trans, and then they go, okay, let's go get you puberty blockers, hormones, and surgeries. It's not what happens. It's very nuanced and it's different for every single child.
There needs to be like a PSA commercial or something that's just like an announcement to everybody, like just so everybody knows. Trans kids are not getting bottom surgeries. Like surgeries are not happening until late adolescence. Because where this?
You brought up this scenario. You brought up a scenario with an 8-year-old. Like, I'm muting.
Say that again. You cut out.
Sherry probably lost connection for a sec. I can't even mute her. I don't know. She's broken. So you asked me what you would do with an 8-year-old, and I told you that maybe they could go on puberty blockers if they were in Tanner stage 2 of puberty and had a gender dysphoria diagnosis. And then when you brought that back up, you said, oh, so you think it would be okay for an 8-year-old to have surgery? I didn't say that. I literally said nothing like that.
So it wouldn't be okay.
Correct. What the fuck surgery would an 8-year-old be getting?
If they feel like they should be a man, they feel like they should be a woman, then they change their identity.
So having a different identity than what was assumed that you were at birth doesn't mean that you're automatically on track to get gender reassignment surgery. Not every person who's trans even gets gender reassignment surgery. As a matter of fact, a very small percentage of trans people actually do that.
Okay, so do you think therapy should be an option for these kids?
It's required.
Yes, it is. It is required, as Mel said, as like the first step of anything.
And is the therapy but the therapy is to just validate who they think they are, right?
No. It is not to validate. It is to talk about their feelings.
It's to affirm their gender identities, no matter what that is. So if they actually if the child actually discovers that they are cisgender, then that would be the gender identity that would be affirmed. No, it's not to just like sign on with whatever the kid does.
Yeah, they don't like. It's not like a kid says, "Mom, Dad, I'm not a girl, I'm a boy." And then the parents send them to therapy so the therapist can say, yeah, your kid's right. It's not like that.
So what is it like?
It's like I said, why is it every time I explain something, you like completely ignore what I say, but then you're listening to Boom? It's really weird.
I'm just asking a question.
So I already said what it was like, right? You said you're affirming the child's identity no matter what the identity is. If they discover that the child is cisgender, which means was the gender they originally assumed to be, then that's totally fine.
How do they affirm it?
They talk to the kid. They have multiple therapy sessions.
I don't know why you have to talk like condescending.
Okay, I've already explained this to you, and it's just weird that you asked me the same question again.
Okay. I don't know if you guys want to talk about men and women's sports or not.
Why? We're talking about children, okay? But if you want to talk about sports, gender affirming care for children would be a good solution to the adult sport problem that people find a problem, right? Because if children went through gender affirming care, ooh, thank you. If children went through gender affirming care properly as children and were supported in their family by their families and friends and society, they would be developing into their gender identity sooner. Therefore, there would be no oftentimes if they're on the binary anyway, their bodies would be developing as the sex that aligns with their gender identity.
So you'll allow biological men to compete in women's sports
Biological men, you mean males?
that were born a male. Yep.
They weren't born a man. A man is an adult.
Okay, they were born a boy. Is that?
Okay, so my daughter is biologically male, right? She was assigned male at birth. She's a girl. So is not a man and will never be a man.
Okay, that's why I said a biological. They're born a boy.
Male.
You think they're
Biological just means living, so like
okay?
a living system.
So she, again, like she is male, right? She started HRT as a 14-year-old, right? So her body is developing female. So if for some reason she was going into professional sports, which she's not, but if she was, her body would have developed as female. So she absolutely, right, should be able to play on professional women's sports if she was qualified for that.
So she's not stronger than other girls?
She's literally, her body is literally developing as female.
So she wouldn't have characteristics as a male.
She's not going through the male puberty, so no.
So she wouldn't be stronger than the girls or taller than
Not
the girls.
going through the male puberty.
Correct. Just going through female puberty.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep, I think that's about it.
Okay then. Well, Let kids be trans, yay.
Well, I disagree, but
Take your transphobia somewhere else.
that's what it's called. Okay, now we start with the name calling.
That's not
That's not a name that you were called.
It's all the phobia, the oh, you probably can say
you're
racist on here.
You called trans women men. That's transphobic.
Trans women men. I said a biological male.
You said, can we talk about men in women's sports? And I'm assuming you're referring to trans women, right?
Biological men, yeah.
Yeah, that's transphobic because they're not men.
That's why they
Okay,
say
so whenever I have a passion about a topic, say in politics, when it doesn't align with a liberal, they think you hate people.
Let me ask you a question.
If you disagree, whatever you guys disagree with, you think that we hate the person.
Dude, okay, let me ask you a question. Are you voting for Donald Trump this year?
Yes.
You are transphobic.
Oh my. And this is why Donald Trump will win. Because
do you want to know why, or do you just want to be triggered?
Americans are sick of your guys' bullshit.
Do you want to know why, or do you just want to be triggered?
Well, tell me why you think.
I will tell you why that is transphobic. The reason why, yeah, keep laughing.
funny.
The reason why it is transphobic to vote for Donald Trump is because Donald Trump wants to eliminate all gender affirming care for all Americans of any age.
That's just not true.
That is true. It's in Project 2025.
Absolutely true.
literally true.
So for the guy who has Donald Trump plastered all over his page,
yep,
you should know this.
Yeah, and it's not true.
It is true. It's in Project 2025. He plans to, this is in one of his policies for the first 180 days he gets into office.
Read what the policy is.
Tell me what it says.
Yeah, what is it?
You tell me what it says. You the one who said you know what it says. Tell me what it says.
I was saying you're the one that brought it up. I'm asking for the proof.
It is in Project 2025.
That's your proof?
Yes.
It's literally
okay.
in it. Like, what the fuck? This is so pro-Trump of you.
Yeah, because when you can't support whatever you say,
I don't have the ability to turn on my camera, otherwise I would, but it's in Project 2025. I promise you.
Okay, I'll find exactly what you're saying, and you guys take it so out of context. I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
What are you going to pull it up right now?
No, I'll make a video on it.
Okay.
But so you call people transphobic, okay, so which means people hate trans because they support an individual.
Yeah, an individual that is trying to take away the rights of a marginalized group of people.
Yeah,
am I a racist?
He
is racist and he is misogynist.
Why am I a racist?
He hates women. He hates people who are not white. And you're in support of that orange blob. Yeah.
What about HBCUs? I mean, would Trump be helping them?
What's
the criminal Reform Act? Would Trump have done that for black men? No, but he's a racist. Why am I a racist?
I didn't call you a racist. I said Trump is racist.
But I'm transphobic, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Am I a racist?
I don't know.
No.
So how do you know I'm a transphobic?
Because you've literally said transphobic things in this live, and then you just said a trans, that you dehumanize trans people. Like, that's all the things that you're doing that are transphobic.
You're literally against healthcare for trans kids. You're against trans women in women's sports. You're transphobic. You're supporting a soon-to-be fucking dictator, basically, that wants to strip rights from people and that are trans.
Basically, he flat out said that he wants to be a dictator for one day.
And then just deny.
See, that's how you take it out of context. See, that's a perfect example.
Words. Those are his words at face value. I am literally quoting him.
Yeah, I will be a dictator on day one. You got. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh my god. It's fucking terrifying, dude.
Yeah, because he was a dictator in 2016, right, to 2020.
Did I say that?
Oh, but he's just gonna randomly change to be a dictator in 2024.
He literally said that.
Oh my god.
On day one.
Dude, are you ever gonna pull your head out of your ass, or you just like it up there? Does it just feel good? Is that what it is?
I think Americans are realizing your guys' bullshit of just calling people transphobic, racist, sexist.
We didn't
I mean, they're
say
done
any of those things. If you're calling yourself those things, it's on you.
I think they're done with the name calling and they're done with the political correctness. They really are. That's why the polls and young people are going towards Trump, because they're done with you guys.
It's very easy. If you don't want to be called transphobic, don't be a transphobe.
You guys put names on people you have no damn clue about. You call me a transphobe.
I explained to you how.
You literally said transphobic shit.
You don't know anything about me, and you say that we hate trans people, which is just a lie. You make up bullshit.
You literally showed your transphobia, dude.
You just claim that people hate people without, and you don't even know the person.
What does transphobic mean?
You don't like trans people.
You can have an aversion to, right? Like, you don't have to hate. You keep saying hate, even though I do think that you might kind of hate them, but
You can think whatever you want.
Great.
Do you believe that trans people should have access to gender affirming care?
Can we just rewind real quick? Because how about we just listen to this real quick? Yeah?
I want to close the border, and I want to drill. That's not retribution. I'm gonna be. You know, he keeps. I love this guy. He says, "You're not going to be a dictator, are you?" I said, "No. Other than day one."
You were saying? Am I going to be a dictator? No. Only on day one.
He said he wants to be a dictator.
On day one.
Why does that matter?
Okay, first of all, if you take him serious, that's kind of hysterical. Second of all, he wants to be
I should be able to take a president of the United States seriously.
When they say shit like that.
Okay, so out of all his humor, you think that that's the thing that you take seriously. Anyways.
Yes.
But so he's going to be a dictator, even if he was on day one. What he just mentioned in there was on oil, about drilling, which you do with an executive order, and then with immigration, which he could also do with an executive order. Those are very dictatorship actions.
Because on day one, it doesn't mean like for one day.
That wasn't me.
One day.
What the fuck do you think day one means?
Fucking echo.
That was.
Like, it was not helping. You need to leave the app and then come back.
Can we just be done with the Trump dick rider?
Yeah.
I can't wait for Summer to get here so we can just go to jail so we can be done with this.
So he literally said day one. It didn't necessarily mean one day. Like, you think it just means one day? And whatever it was he meant by it, we should be concerned about him just saying he would be a dictator at all, even if he said it was for a fucking hour. Gary, you are muted.
So if you're so worried about someone being a dictator, why? What do you think about Biden?
What?
Is he a dictator?
No,
he's not. What about the student
not.
loan forgiveness? What is that? He's
Not
defying the Supreme
dictatorship.
Court.
It's not dictatorship.
Defying the Supreme Court. It's unconstitutional. Why do you think states are suing him? Because
I don't give a shit. We're not talking about politics in this live.
Because you have no damn clue what the hell you're talking about.
Look
hear
at the
Trump.
topic, my guy.
You guys.
What does
you guys
this
went
have to
into
do with the
politics
topic?
with me? We both went into politics.
What does this have to do with politics?
We just
What
went
is-
into it. But you
What
wanna
does this
claim that
life have to
Trump-
do with
Why?
politics?
Why did we go into politics, Gary?
You guys went with me, so why'd you guys go into it?
What was the question that I asked you that brought us to politics?
I have no clue.
Exactly. I asked you if you're voting for Donald Trump, and you said yes, and I said that's then you're transphobic.
Right, because that's what we were talking about, whether or not you were transphobic, right? And then you started denying that Trump has a plan on banning gender affirming care for all people. And that's how we got there.
And then you called them racist, you called them sexist, which I still haven't gotten any evidence for.
I don't give a shit, dude.
You're the one who asked, does it make me racist or whatever? And then Vanessa said, yeah, that Trump was. Either way, who gives a fuck, right? You're denying that Trump is harmful to the trans community, which is what this topic is about. Children are part of the community.
Yeah, and they're children for a reason. They're not 18.
They're children for a reason? That's because, what? What reason are they children? What does that mean? They're children for a reason.
They're children that deserve access to healthcare.
Yeah, for therapy, not gender reaffirming care.
It's not real.
Oh my lord, dude.
They deserve therapy.
On day one, I will sign an executive order instructing every federal agency to cease the promotion of sex or gender transition at any age. They're not going to do it anymore. I will declare that any hospital or healthcare provider that participates in the chemical or physical mutilation of minor youth no longer meets federal health and safety standards. They will be terminated from receiving federal funds effective immediately. And I will ask Congress to send a bill to my desk prohibiting child sex mutilation in all 50 states.
Really not funny.
Okay, so do you disagree with that?
He's not saying mutilation in the sense of what you think it is. He's
so now
talking
you're
about
gonna
gender affirming
Take his
care.
words out of context.
Oh my fucking god, dude.
Did you read what he just said? Do you disagree with that?
Yeah, but he's like purposely.
Let me ask you one question.
Don't say.
Let me ask you one question. Have you or have you not ever said that gender reassignment surgery is genital mutilation?
Have I said that?
Yeah.
No.
I don't believe you.
Oh, okay. You don't believe me. What?
Usually how you had to go,
Trump is
Yeah.
just like purposefully using inflammatory language
So
there.
do you disagree with what that statement just said?
In the context of how he's using it, yes. If I were to say that child mutilation or of some sort is wrong, yes, absolutely. I agree with that. You shouldn't be doing that. But he's using it in the context of puberty blockers, hormones, gender reassignment surgery.
Why do you think
that's
that?
what he's describing it?
Why do you think that?
Because that's how the right describes gender affirming care.
That's not true. We disagree with surgeries, with
Do you know how many times I've been in this live and watched comments roll past of that? That is your side stance, bro.
gender affirming care saves lives. It's beneficial healthcare for transgender youth.
We disagree with surgeries for minors.
Like they're not even unless you're like 16 and up, they're not even getting surgeries. So like just drop that.
Yeah, that's
And that's what we disagree with. You guys are radicals on this.
Excuse me. I will declare that any hospital or healthcare provider that participates in the chemical or physical mutilation of minor youth no longer meets federal and safety standards.
Perfect. You disagree with that?
Again, you're not taking
yes
it
or
in the
no?
context.
Yes or no?
I'm not going to answer that in a yes or no because there's
You guys were just
context to
bashing
it.
this. You guys were just
You're
bashing
the
this.
okay.
And now you read it out loud.
Okay, you're the one who is telling me that I'm taking things out of context. Now that I'm adding context to what he's saying, you have a problem with it. Can we just be done with this? I'm so sick and tired of talking about Trump.
We can. Goodbye. Also, my live got flagged for fucking hate speech and on me, not on the guest. Me.
Yeah, probably because of the words like mutilation and stuff like that.
Anyway, thanks for hanging out. What time is it? I don't have enough time to really start over again. So I'm gonna go. Thanks for hanging out, Boom. Vanessa, appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for the love.
I know.
Line Mel. Okay, whatever. Do you know you don't have to watch me? You can literally block me. Literally, you can block me.
Mel, I just have to say, you have like one of the wildest chats like I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's fun to moderate.
When the topic is kids, and lately it seems to just keep getting worse and worse. I know.
All right, I'll see you.
Thank you guys. Bye.
I know.